Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So this is a little bit of a different video, as I say. So while I was away with the wife, we went to Wales. While we were around there, we were in a book town and stuff like this, and there were no toy shops. So on the way, I had a look, and we passed a town called Hereford, and there was several shops that could have toys in them. So there was Mother Fudger, or Mother Fudge Crackers, which I found was slightly on the a little bit on the outskirts. And in the centre, you had Nevada Comics and another one. So while we were there, decided to freak them. Now I'm going to show you kind of the stuff in reverse order. So obviously we went to Nevada Comics, was the last one we went to. Essentially, it is a comic shop, had a few toys in it. I went in there. The guy at the counter was talking to his mate. Kind of said hello as I walked in. That was it. Walked around. They didn't really have much toys. It was mainly comics, which is what you expect. A few Star Wars and that stuff there. So before them, I went to another place. I will put the pictures up here as I go along. I'd already seen online this was basically a 90 to 95% Star Wars shop. Went in, exactly the same. Had a few wrestling figures. Had a few little things that I was kind of interested to look at and not to buy. But because I'm not in Star Wars, because I was with my wife, I didn't bother to film this. So then we went we arrived back to the first shop. So this was the best one. So as you walk out, you see from the store, kind of the glass window, which I'll put the footage in first, which I filmed last. And then I did a round of the shop. So really, really nice. There was some bloke trying to haggle with the owner about a Doctor Who figure that he was paying over 100 quid for. So I waited for that to be sorted before I asked permission to film. Stuff like this. So I'll put the footage up now. So here we are outside Mother Fudge Crackers. So this is the window. Apologies, reflect. You can see I'm shining in the background, trying to get what I can. Really nice display on the outside. Obviously, we have Rock Lords there. You know, Johnny Bravo. That was quite a cool statue. Real Ghostbusters, Mars Attacks there. You know, Game Boys and stuff. Evil Dead. So Ash and kind of Evil Ash from 3. And then we go inside. So first off, lots of pops. As you see in most places, they seem to stock it. Whether they sell out or not, I think certain ones do. There's definitely a guy that came in for some Demon Slayer ones, and literally he was like, "I'll take whatever you've got." So the recent news that they're going under, I think there is still a need, but obviously you look at probably how many thousands of pounds worth of stock is here, and probably how much is not going to sell. You can. Then obviously just behind the door we have some vintage Masters of the Universe there, some Star Wars, a little bit of Transformers. I did quite an in-depth look through there. There were, I think, some GoBots as well. Then we have some Marvel Legends, the old style. Lots of models and stuff around. Some of it I didn't quite know what it was for. Stuff. A nice little store low, just out of the city centre of Hereford. They obviously have some DC figures. And then obviously Starcom at the bottom. Used to have stuff like this as a kid, but I think it was all broken stuff and I got rid of it. Then we have A-Team. Then more Star Wars. Not my cup of tea, but I thought I'd show it anyway. And obviously some Avatar and Hellboy statues. There are quite a few busts. Obviously, Mars Attacks, a lot of consoles and stuff across the top. So it was a good mix. I mean, some more anime figures, Luffy and that from One Piece, some Care Bears, and then obviously The Last of Us. And then like little bins at the bottom where you can just spend a few quid and get a few figures. Obviously the back of the Ghostbusters. I think is that G.I. Joe? Yeah, Action Force G.I. Joe, whatever you want to call it. And then more statues, obviously. Very nice Predator one. Very nice Alien one with Ripley there. Or an Alien Queen, I should say. Then obviously Wolverine and Deadpool. Then a little kind of Warhammer 40k figures and mask. Obviously the back side of what we saw. Lots of Lego. Nice display. Some vintage tanks. Simpsons. Just starting to become a little bit popular nowadays. Obviously more alien busts. White Walker from Game of Thrones. Ezra from Star Wars there, and obviously horror. So we've got It, Scream, Pinhead, some Hot Wheels, and then you had kind of big selection. So quite a lot of horror over here and quite a lot of busts, which normally mean they're not exactly cheap. Obviously, you had Power Rangers, that Doom head that's come out, or helmet. Sharknado figures. Didn't even know that was a thing. Obviously, Kong. And then we go down here. So Invincible. So Rex Explosion. If anybody's seen Invincible, that's cool. Obviously, Ed 209. Sorry. You got Prometheus Alien there. A bit of Masterverse. Some kind of Playmobil. Sorry, not Duplo. Optimus Primal from Rise of the Beasts. Then a few like Gremlins. You got a few NECA. There's a bit close up. Obviously Dragon Ball, and then some G.I. Joe next to it. Cyberpunk, so Keanu Reeves figure there from the game. Obviously a Gauntlet from Assassin's Creed as well. And a lot more horror. A few horror plushes. Final Fantasy there for dinosaurs. Obviously Terminator. You'll see a big life-size kind of face hugger that you can get. I'll zoom on it a minute. JCVD, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, there you go. There's a big face hugger. It's quite cool. Showing my hand as a comparison. Yeah, Walking Dead figures. So they had quite a selection of most stuff, but only like a little bit of each kind of figures. Obviously, some statues there. Obviously, Game Boy. There's some more busts. So from Aliens, I believe that is. And then obviously Ripley and Hellboy there. And then a few, obviously Warhammer in the back, and a few model kits and stuff, and like Visionaries, Star Wars. There's a Crow figure that I have, Slimer. And then there was this with some Visionaries. So that is the Skyclaw, Superman and a Tekken figure on top. Fuzz, Deputy Fuzz from Brave Star, and Tex X in the background. I like these. These were kind of Godzilla big figures. Didn't have any prices on them. I think they weren't for sale. The reissue of Toxic Crusaders. Then we have some more anime in there. So Demon Slayer, Jurassic Park, some Pokemon. And there we go. So that's what I visited around Hereford. We went in a few charity shops and other stuff, and basically for toys and stuff, I came out with nothing. It definitely is opened my mind. As you've seen, I'm going to these toy conventions. I'm coming back with stuff, but I'm not. I don't know. I think my collecting. I'm reaching some sort of a plateau with it, because I know a lot of people. I enjoy going out, going to the hunt and that. But I think with that, the more and more I go out to these places and stuff, I'm always coming back with nothing. I'm not finding literally one thing, or even if I do find, it's like a figure that I probably could have bought online for about the same price. I know a lot of people don't like buying online. I do. I don't mind, because that seems to be the way to get half of my stuff, especially for like some of my collector stuff and that. If you're missing like the figure or an accessory, you can lurk and look and search. You go on eBay, you probably find it. It's £5. You do it. There you go. I spent 5 minutes of my time rather than spending hours searching for it. I know it takes away the hunt. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed this little video, a little bit of a different video. I thought, as I've been to the shop, I thought you'd show around. Otherwise, I've been Single Toys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I shall definitely see you in the next one.